What is good, Ninja? OG over here from Player Essence, and welcome to another PE News. Today we have some awesome information from indies selling big on the Nintendo Switch. We also have Blade Strangers. That game finally has a little bit of a target release window, plus new information, in addition to SaGa Scarlet Grace as well, getting an English localization on the Nintendo Switch and other platforms. So let's go ahead and get right into this. And we are starting off with some big indie Switch sales on the Nintendo Switch when it comes to titles like Rocket League, Overcooked Special Edition, and Stardew Valley. Now, this has been outlined by Nintendo's financial earnings call, where they actually mentioned these names and they gave us some sales numbers. So let's go ahead and get right into what Nintendo had to say on the matter. Several titles from these indie developers have remained at the top of the download rankings. One example is Rocket League, which was released last November. This title is now available as a packaged version in markets outside of Japan, and many people have enjoyed its gameplay around the world. Another example is Stardew Valley, which is heading for global sales of 1 million units after being released last October in the US and Europe, and then in Japan at the start of this year. And Overcooked Special Edition, which was released last summer in Japan and other markets, has already sold over 500,000 units. All of these titles were released for other companies' platforms before ever being available for Nintendo Switch, so it seems consumers have recognized how well they fit with the anytime, anywhere, with anyone concept of Nintendo Switch. Titles from indie developers have a particular presence in North America and European markets compared to other parts of the world. There is still work to be done in Japan to expand awareness of titles from indie developers. We want to give as many consumers as possible the chance to find the kinds of games they have always wanted to play. By expanding the game genres and increasing the number of game titles, we anticipate more interest from consumers who originally had a little interest in Nintendo platforms. So this is awesome to see, because a lot of people do not understand the type of impact that independent developers are having on the Nintendo Switch. To see that Stardew Valley, a game that has been available on so many other platforms beforehand, even in a packaged retail version, to see that version selling near 1 million units on the Nintendo Switch is absolutely phenomenal and exactly what you want to see. And I bet the developer's like, heck yes, rolling in all that cash that he's making from the eShop version of the game. So that is awesome. But also Overcooked Special Edition, once again, another game that came out way afterwards on the Nintendo Switch, but is nearing 500,000 units sold, or is right around that area, is very, very good. I know Team 17, the Overcooked developers, are thrilled with the performance of that game, because it's pretty much in the top 10 since it launched. And then I know there was like a retail version of the game as well, so it's doing very, very good. Then of course Rocket League, I'm not sure where that game is at, but I'm guessing it's somewhere in between Stardew Valley and Overcooked, so nearing 1 million units, or in the 600, 700,000 units range, heck, maybe even more. We don't know. They didn't say, but they mentioned those three titles in particular, and all of those three titles have been in the top 10 in terms of eShop sales since they launched last year at some point, whether it was September or through the end of the year. So it's great to see how well those titles are doing, and I'm hoping that this continues, and I think that it will. We're going to get a lot more eShop games coming over, because all it takes is a few successes for developers to see what's going down, and this has pretty much been happening since the launch of the Nintendo Switch. We've been getting a constant flow of great independent titles, and I love that. I absolutely love that about the Nintendo Switch, because I have Rocket League and I also have Stardew Valley on my Nintendo Switch. Rocket League plays fantastic. They've been upgrading the game. Stardew Valley is a great game. I played it back when it launched and actually purchased the game myself, so I'm looking forward to seeing what more independent developers do and seeing more big sales, because these third-party independent developers, they can become the next big one, like we've seen other developers beforehand. So I want to see them have success, and it's always good to see successes on a Nintendo platform, especially from a company outside of Nintendo. So what do you guys think about these sales here for Rocket League and Stardew Valley, in addition to Overcooked Special Edition, and the indie scene growing big on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, now moving on to the next topic. Blade Strangers will launch this summer. We've got the opening movie and gameplay montage. NewZ developed fighting game Blade Strangers will launch physically and digitally for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch, and digitally PC via Steam this summer for $39.99, publisher Nicholas has announced. Here's an overview of the game. If you don't know what Blade Strangers is about, you need to know about this game. It's actually looking pretty cool. So Blade Strangers is an online and offline brawler that features intuitive controls, high quality visuals, and stunning character animations. The game combines the excitement and subtle dynamics of a classic one-on-one fighting game with the polish and features expected from a current gen contender. Blade Strangers embraces a traditional and streamlined 4-button control scheme that offers accessible controls that are designed to bring fresh blood to the ranks of fighting players worldwide. For advanced players, the intricate combos, counters, and special moves provide tournament caliber competition and endless opportunities to hone their skills. The action in the game is highlighted by the stunning character animations, which are created using a proprietary process. 3D character models are used to render individual animation frames, which are then rasterized into sprites and manually hand-touched by the talented 2D artists to create cell-like characters and movement. Blade Strangers will arrive feature-rich and action-packed with content at launch, complete with offline story, missions, arcade, and versus modes, in addition to highly competitive online modes where players can duke it out for leaderboard supremacy. So the roster in Blade Strangers includes newly created fighters, in addition to characters from previous studio Saizensen games like Code of Princess EX and Umahara Kawase series, Nicalis games like Cave Story Plus, and 4 familiar surprise guest stars yet to be announced. Thus far, the confirmed roster of playable characters in Blade Strangers includes Curly Brace from Cave Story Plus, Solange from Code of Princess EX, Ali from Code of Princess EX, Lion Gate from Code of Princess EX, Master T from Code of Princess EX, Kawase from Umahara Kawase series, Noko from the same series, Amiko from the same series, Lena, all new character, and Helen, all new character. Alright, and you guys are checking out some gameplay montages here, some action from the game, and Blade Strangers was a title that was actually supposed to launch last year, but they probably ran into some problems and had to delay or push it back because of the careful animation they're doing. It seems like a rigorous process in terms of taking that, making the cell shading animation to each frame by frame like they're talking about here, but you can see the game in action. It really looks one of a kind. There aren't a lot of games out there that look this good in terms of the animation, the art, the fluidity of combat. It looks awesome to see from a smaller studio. Nicalis is on an absolute roll when it comes to Nintendo Switch. Nicalis is on an absolute roll when it comes to everything, and I'm actually really excited for this game here, only because I love Code of Princess. That was a game that I really liked, and it's coming to Nintendo Switch as well, so I want to see some of those. So I want to battle out with some of those characters in addition to the Cave Story Plus characters as well. It just seems like a well-crafted fighting game that's going to be a lot of fun to play on the Nintendo Switch. And we've got a number of different fighting games coming to the Switch this summer, 3 in particular with this game, Blade Strangers, SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, and then also Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle on the Nintendo Switch. So fighting games are finally getting their shine on the Switch after they pretty much skipped the Wii U and were somewhat present on the Nintendo 3DS, but a lot of them were early, then we didn't see a lot late in the life. So great to see developers developing some great fighting games for the Nintendo Switch, and Blade Strangers is no exception to that. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. So what do you guys think about Blade Strangers in terms of the new characters, what they've outlined here, some of the gameplay? Are you planning on picking this one up this summer? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, now moving on to the last topic here, we have SaGa Scarlet Grace with an English version in development. So awesome to see here. So the latest SaGa game is getting a Western localization. Shout out. So an English version of SaGa Scarlet Grace is currently in development. Series creator Akitoshi Kawazu has confirmed, quote, preparations on an English version have begun, Kawazu said on Twitter. It is not yet a stage where we can promise a release window. Asked if the Japanese Steam release will have English language support, Kawazu responded, August 2nd is only the release for the Japanese version. The English version will be dealt with at a later date. An enhanced port, which was titled Scarlet Grace, with tons of additional content, is due for the PlayStation 4, Switch, PC, and smartphones in Japan on August 2nd. You can check out more information about the game, link in the description below if you want to do so, but I'm always down for more cool Japanese RPGs coming over to Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, whatever the case is, and to see a game like SaGa coming back over to the Nintendo platform, which we haven't seen too much of. This is something that we haven't seen. Like a lot of PSP developers who made games like that didn't make games on the Wii U. So to see them finally coming over and bringing over their content that we didn't get 2015 games, 2016 games, whatever the case is phenomenal, and I want that to continue. Bring over all of those old school inspired RPGs to Nintendo Switch because the platform is just so fit for them. And I'm still playing through Xenoblade Chronicles 2, but as soon as I'm done with that, I know I'm going to pick up another game. There's been Naruto to play, so for me, there's been quite a number of different third-party games. Of course, we're not talking about Xenoblade, but when it comes to Naruto, it's been fantastic on the Switch. SaGa Scarlet Grace as well is coming over, so I want to see Tokyo Game Show. That's where I'm going to be like, okay, let's see a lot of these other Japanese RPGs that are announced for other platforms or old school past platforms come over to Nintendo Switch. I'm expecting a lot at Tokyo Game Show this year. We'll see what happens at E3. A lot of Japanese developers aren't as active at E3 as they are at Tokyo Game Show, so I'm expecting a lot more at Tokyo Game Show, more Western stuff when it comes to E3, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So what do you guys think about all the different topics that we discussed here, from Blade Strangers to the independent games selling big on the Nintendo Switch, and of course SaGa Scarlet Grace? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Player Essence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you Ninja for the next video. Peace.